Islam's false prophet, the anti-Messiah. The Quran, Hadith, and Daniel 7:24-25 and 11:36-39 reveal that Muhammad was a nevi, sheker, a false prophet, the anti-Messiah. And as for the 10 horns, out of his kingdom 10 kings shall arise, and another shall arise after them, and he shall be diverse from the former. And he shall put down 3 kings, and he shall speak words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High. And he shall think to change the seasons and the law, and they shall be given into his hand until a time, and times, and half a time. And the king shall do according to his will, and he shall exalt himself and magnify himself above every god. He shall speak strange things against the God of gods, and he shall prosper till the indignation be accomplished, for that which is determined shall be done. Neither shall he regard the gods of his fathers, neither the desire of women, nor any god shall he regard, for he shall magnify himself above all. But in his place he shall honor the God of war, and a god whom his fathers knew not shall he honor with gold and silver, and with precious stones and costly things. And he shall deal with the strongest fortresses with the help of a foreign god, whom he shall acknowledge, shall increase glory. And he shall cause them to rule over many, and shall divide the land for a price. How are we to understand Daniel 7:24? And he shall put down 3 kings. Who are these 3 kings, or princes? The history of Medina, which was originally known as Yathrib, had a Jewish history. Jews arrived in the city in the 2nd century of the Common Era in the wake of the Jewish-Roman Wars. There were 3 prominent Jewish tribes inhabiting Yathrib until the 7th century of the Common Era: Banu Kanukia, the Banu Qurayza, and Banu Nadir. Muhammad slaughtered these tribes. All their men were killed at the Battle of Trenches, and their women were taken captive, sold into slavery, and Islam since then has attempted to wipe out this history by magnifying Muhammad and his false god above all. But let's look at what the Hadith says. The Hadith says it was mentioned before Muhammad that there was a man who slept until the morning after sunrise, and he missed his prayers. And Muhammad answered, according to Volume 4, Book 54, number 492, he is a man in whose ears Satan has urinated. Now we know that Satan can't urinate in anybody's ears, so how ridiculous is that? Islam also teaches that the sun set in a spring of murky water, and that Muhammad cut the moon in 2 pieces. Now we know scientifically the moon has never been cut in 2 pieces, and the sun doesn't set in a pool of murky water. And we know that God's forgiveness is eternal. But according to Muhammad, the angels kept on asking for God's forgiveness for anyone that is praying in his place. But Muhammad said, if you pass wind, that is, that if you let out gas, that God stops forgiving. Now, we know that the Nation of Islam teaches that Muhammad was black, but Volume 1, Book 3, number 63, Muhammad was referred to as a white man. But let's look at some more ridiculous things that Muhammad had people believe. Some people from the tribe of Ul came to Muhammad and embraced Islam. The climate of Yathrib, that is, now Medina, didn't suit them. So what did Muhammad order them to do? He ordered them to go to the camels and to take their milk and their urine and drink it. And the Hadith narrates that they did so, and after they recovered from their ailment, they turned renegade. So, what did Muhammad do? He had them murdered. Now, the Hadith also narrates that seeing a black woman in a dream is the sign of an oncoming epidemic or a plague. That's in Sahih Bukhari, Volume 9, Book 87, number 163. Now, let's look at some other things. Muhammad, he said that black people were raisin heads. That's related in the Hadith, Volume 1, number 662, Volume 9, number 256. And what else? In Islam, slavery is supposed to be prohibited, but according to the Hadith, Muhammad owned a black slave. That's in Volume 9, Book 91, number 368. So, we know that this nevi sheker Muhammad was a false prophet. He was a violent man. There was no peace in him or in any of his actions. So if anybody can believe that he cut the moon in half and he saw the sun setting in a pool of muddy water, they're just complete idiots. So why even listen to them? No, you must slay Islam with their own words. And take Daniel at his word. That nevi sheker would have no help till the end. Because Muhammad honored the God of war, does not honor the desire of women, nor any gods. He thinks he can change the times and seasons and the law, but he shall fall.